Hello everyone, I'm Chef Jeremy Critchfield and you're watching HuntChef on Mountaintop Outdoors. Today we've got camp fried rainbow trout with potatoes, my smokehouse bacon that I make, and green chilies. This dish literally is great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We've got some gorgeous red potatoes. We're going to slice them thin. You can make them bigger chunks if you want, but I like the little, when they get little and crispy like this, and they cook a lot faster to boot. So we're just going to slice these guys, cut them back across, go down and dice them. So we're making sort of like a hash to go with our to accompany the trout and make it a full meal. But you know, trout all my life has been one of my favorite fish. I grew up catching them with my granddad, and I have, over the course of a 28-year professional career, prepared them many ways. And this one has always kind of stuck with me because even in a fine dining restaurant or at your own kitchen table, this dish has, it's rustic, but it has a level of sophistication I think that is really something special and kind of pleases everybody. So we're just about done with our potatoes, and we're going to get them right into the pan and get them started here with some salad oil in just a second. So we're going to get these potatoes started and browning and just a little bit of salad oil because we're going to get our bacon in there pretty soon, and we don't want to have a bunch of fat sloshing around in our pan. So get those potatoes coated nicely with the salad oil, and it'll be just like that. Now we want to be ready for when the potatoes are ready, so we're going to bring our bacon. Now this is my House Smokehouse brown sugar bacon that I make in my restaurant, the Stonehouse, and my butcher shop next door, Stonehouse Butcher and Provisions. So we've got this. We're going to slice it right down. That'll be enough for our dish here today. Save that for later. You don't want to waste any of that bacon, I promise you. Get that off of there. Then we've got a little bit of fresh white onion that we're going to put in the pan along with it. Now our potatoes are just beginning to brown, so that's the stage where we want to add my brown sugar bacon right here to the pan. Spread it around. You can see it's sliced not too thin, but thin enough where it should cook and render by the time that these small diced potatoes are ready. We're going to get our onions over here and separate these guys up, get them in the skillet. That hash is really starting to smell good with the crispy potatoes and that brown sugar bacon in there. Now we're going to get some onions sweating in there as well. We're going to give this another flip. All right, everything's working nicely. Now I've got my pan on here for the trout. We're going to bring the heat up. We're going to add some salad oil to it. Make sure our trout moves around nice for us. It's a really good non-stick pan, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about it, but better safe than sorry there. So we're going to take our butterflied trout. I'll give it just a little bit of sea salt over it, and I've got some fresh ground black pepper right here that we're going to lightly season these fillets with it. I like the black pepper with the bacon and the onion. If you prefer white or another kind of pepper, knock yourself out. It's all about what you like, how you like to eat, how the flavors you like to put together. Oh yeah, that's coming together nice. All right, just about ready in our pan here for the trout. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay this down away from us so that the oil doesn't splash back up on us. And right down in the pan. And we're just going to take maybe 3 minutes aside with those thin fillets. We've got the onions, the bacon, the potatoes, everything working really well in there. The potatoes are starting to brown up really well and crisp. We've got the trout in the pan. We seasoned the fillets with the sea salt and the black pepper, and it's beginning to cook. And probably 2 more minutes and we're ready to flip it over and crisp up the skin. Now we're going to take our green chilies. We're going to add a nice big tablespoon Now we better make it 2 into our hash. And I've also got some great whole grain mustard that is going to come out really good with those potatoes. And whole grain mustard and green chilies actually work really well together. So we've got those 2 ingredients in. We'll stir them around. And now I've actually got a little bit of apple juice we're going to add to the pan to bring the chilies and the mustard and all the other flavors that are in there all together, and let this simmer while we get our trout flipped over and start to crisp the skin up. And a little bit more of our black pepper into that hash, and now the trout's ready. So we're just gonna give them a flip in the pan. Oh yeah, beautiful. We're gonna turn that heat off. We're just gonna let the trout sit there and let that skin crisp up nice. And I've got some gorgeous fresh thyme that I'm just gonna sprinkle into here. And you don't even have to worry about taking it out at the end. You just eat around it. But the flavor that it's gonna help bring to this hash is really good. And we put it in right at the end because it is a fresh herb, so it's a little bit delicate. So we put it at the end to let that just work its way in with that hash. We're going to go ahead and turn that heat all the way down. And now we're about ready to make breakfast, lunch, or dinner here. We've got our trout making its way onto the dinner plate. And we've got our hash ready to make its way onto the plate. So you can put the hash under the trout, over the trout, beside the trout, wherever you like. I like to put it right down the middle because I like to eat and have some of everything with every bite. So green chilies, stone ground mustard, my House Smokehouse bacon, onions, the red potatoes. You're watching HuntChef cooking rainbow trout on Mountaintop Outdoors. And remember, always eat what you kill.